meeting will be videotaped by the World Council and videotaped by Wkcm. This time, take public comment. State your name.
Julie Beck. Julie
Address.
Beck.
Name and address.
331 McKinley Street. I was wondering if I could have Daisy Girl Scout meetings here twice a month, starting in maybe January. Girl Scout meetings.
No, what did you say?
No, we have a rental agreement from,
We'll have a form that you need to fill out.
Andrew made one up.
Yeah, to release liability, that type of thing,
Okay.
for any damage and that type of
Well,
thing.
no, we're not with
Yeah,
that.
use.
We're just gonna,
Yeah.
civic groups like that, use it.
Correct.
Oh, you can just.
You have your, do you know the dates yet?
We were thinking Thursdays, second and fourth Thursdays of the month.
Second and fourth Thursday, okay. What's the time?
6 to 7.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, that was agreed upon with the use,
Maybe my mother.
civic organizations,
As well.
Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, use it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll, we gotta get still have to have some type of rental agreement.
True.
Well, not a rental agreement,
Right. You pretty much have it.
What did we have for whenever his daughter came in and used it for the count, for the,
They never use it.
oh, they never used it? Okay.
the agreement, or the rental, it's a rental agreement that Andrew made up. Can you call him tomorrow and see if he can change that around?
There'll be no fee.
No, no.
No fee, it's just calls, he's just calling for that.
We probably should have them sign.
Yes.
Yes, that's another fee also.
Just for liability.
Right. Damage.
Any other public comment?
I got a comment. Bill Schrecker, boss, I live on Northern Avenue, and I was wondering, what's the deal with the trash pickup?
It was suspended as of the 1st of November because they're building a salt shed and we have no room to put it.
I mean, you couldn't find a better place to put that. Whose idea was that?
What, to suspend it? Council's fault.
No,
Did they-
I believe Henry.
Did they get any input from the citizens?
What's that?
Did you get any?
Yeah, there was we put an ad in the paper.
What?
There was an ad in the containing paper.
I don't get the paper. I don't have a computer, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I'd like to.
I do believe it will be back as soon as the salt shed is built.
I mean, heck, you raise our taxes, you spend all these money on these buildings, and we can't have services.
Sir, I need to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
I will.
I agree with him.
I agree too. Everybody agrees with him.
Well, we are the only municipality in this area that collects 2 times a month trash. Everybody else does it spring and fall. In my opinion, and this is only mine, if you have that much trash, you are a hoarder.
No, that's not true.
I'm sorry, no. I've lived here 33 years and I've never used it nice. Oh, well, yes,
Well, then you ought to move
I don't
on.
have it.
Why don't you move on and find out what's going on in the rest of the world?
Well,
If you have
we advertise because I don't know how else, you know,
Is there any-
the only one way we come knock on your door and tell you that we're gonna picking up trash. I don't know how else we could do, you know, we did it the best of our ability.
You should at least post a notice out front where I can come up and read it or something. I mean, I didn't know until almost 2 weeks after I could have made another arrangement, I could have taken it over to my sisters or something.
Were we not supposed to post something on the door? I thought that was discussed at the meeting, that something was to be posted.
Yeah, something
We were to have,
No, I think
I thought, didn't we discuss it, that something was to be posted?
Yeah, I don't know if it was that or not.
These were about permits.
the other thing was discussed
You,
was
about permits, these were,
putting a ad in the paper that trash pickup would be suspended the month of November.
Well, I think something is drastic is what happened, it should be put out.
Pardon?
I think something is drastic is what happened, should have been put out and see if the citizens even wanted it. You're working for the citizens, you're not building buildings. I mean, that's your whole thing, is all these buildings you're building, but you don't have enough room to put up trash.
Well,
Henry, you will explain
You know-
what you put in. Did you not put this second note? Carly, you put one in. You put the first one, and then I understood that Henry had placed another one entitled large item trash collection suspended.
No, I
Who
did not.
placed that?
I did not.
Let me read that.
It was to be suspended
On
November
November
7th.
8th, it says large item trash collection, trash collection suspended. West Beginning has canceled large item trash pickup November 17th while the borough salt shed is under construction. Regular weekly trash pickup will not be interrupted while the shed is being built. Large item collection is expected to resume in December, official said. Who put that?
Oh, wait, was that, did you put that in?
I wrote a story about it, yeah. from the
It's
meeting.
not under his byline. It's
Oh.
like one of us
well,
put it in.
just, let me,
Did
Just
you hear
state
what I
something,
read,
too.
Mr. Shuckenbus?
What?
Did you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying, I don't get the Gazette paper.
Right, I don't either, so I understand.
In the past, you used to have a newsletter, maybe that
Wait a
would
minute.
solve the problem.
he has the floor.
Well, that's what I was saying about news, she's here for the same reason. She's very upset about this, not knowing about it.
Let me,
And she's here for the
just,
same reason.
let me just give you some figures here. Do you have any idea, you know, it was even discussed that maybe going to twice a year for trash pickup. It was discussed at the last meeting.
It was discussed.
Look, wait a minute. Let me tell you know how much it cost us? And this is a conservative estimate, a year.
Don't bring up costs.
Just for that.
When you
just for
spend
that-
$500,000 on buildings,
Just let me tell you, almost $12,000
that's
to pick up trash. And the problem is, people, and there's a lot of people using it, they don't have garbage pickup. They use it to put their garbage out. Well, I'm not accusing nobody, but I know there's a lot of people that do.
I know you were.
And then we have a problem with the dumpster sitting back here. People come up any time of the day or night, mostly at night, and throw stuff in it. Building materials, which is not a lot. We find a lot of that in there.
But I'm saying, you're spending all this money on buildings, why couldn't you build a fence out there then?
We built one building.
Huh?
We built one building, and the reason we built it is because the roof was collapsing onto the second floor, and the second floor of the old building was collapsing on the first floor. We had no choice, the building was gonna fall down.
The salt shed is
salt-
better than some people's houses around here.
The salt shed's made out of, it's a pole building, it's a pole building structure. There's nothing fancy about that salt shed. And as
Well,
far-
let me ask you this, would you sooner not have the streets salted and ashed in the winter, or would you rather have garbage pickup? Okay. You don't care where you can get down the streets in the winter.
I don't drive.
I care.
I don't drive, so I don't
I
know.
love this continuing question.
Well, I don't know about you, but the first priority in the winter is to have these streets clean and safe for people to travel.
Yes, please.
And we had no salt shed. We were keeping it up at Claywood Lumber. Claywood Lumber is up for sale, and not saying they would, but somebody buys it, and they say, you can't store it here anymore. Then what are we going to do with it? You can't let it sit outside.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying, you still gotta get input from the citizens just to stop something. Period. You just don't say, we're not gonna do it anymore.
the thing of it is, the construction of the salt shed started, what, 1st of November?
Yes, it is.
So we had to make a decision that night. We couldn't go around and wait till the next meeting and ask for input from the residents. We had to do it then, because they wanted in there, they wanted to start building that salt shed.
Truthfully, we thought they could work around that. I mean, I honestly, we thought about pulling it in front of
I
the
thought he
alley.
should, too. There was enough space back there, but they could have put that in
Well, I
there.
will let you know that Wkcm is a beautiful community.
Not anymore, look at all the trees along the road.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We do maintain our roads and our streets very well. If we let go of the trash completely, it will become a dump. So I do not want to get rid of the trash, whether it's $12,000 or not. So I will be
Well, the thing
making
about it,
sure that we
just
try to
walk down
keep
the
that
street.
for our citizens.
Walk down the street, just see how many boxes are piled up and everything else, but people who don't realize that there wasn't no trash pickup. There's a big pile of them down there, there's piles all over the place.
They'll get picked up, and the other ones that,
Yeah, but you just put a burden on your people to pick all this trash up that you suspended. Them poor guys are gonna be home for a month.
No, I don't think so. They'll be able to do it in the same amount of time they did it before.
just wait
All
for,
right, your 5 minutes is up.
just wait for Christmas.
Why not have
Name, address.
Valley Northern Avenue? Maybe put out a newsletter and state what all you can put in the trash and what you can't. Say no garbage, no building materials, and see how that goes. And I have one other comment. We do have a higher tax millage, I believe, than some of the surrounding North Buffalo, East Franklin. And I think we deserve to have our trash removal as it has been without any change. Thank you.
Well, I understand what you're saying. You're comparing East Franklin with Wkcm.
No, absolutely sure it's true.
No, I don't think so.
Just for the sake of the conversation.
It's a small difference, but there is a difference in reality.
Definitely is.
But you gotta understand, look at the income that East Franklin has.
Where's this?
They have a lot more businesses, a lot more people working in their municipality than what Wkcm does.
We don't need a final decision on that straight yet, right?
No.
So this is just still.
You're not in the newsletter, do you remember when we used to have a newsletter? We used to pass it around, it was primarily for trash pickup, garbage, and, just if somebody moves in the community, it's a fact sheet more or
For
less.
people that don't get the newspaper or don't
Maybe
have.
Right,
we can
and
use
we-
these.
We try to get the word out, I mean, if there's only, we can't knock on everybody's door. But, the thing is who's gonna distribute it? that
Maybe
type
the
of-
daisies can distribute it. Maybe they would be willing to help with that, because we were talking
Just
about
put
it.
something on the outside where you can pick them up.
Well, yeah, we do that. We talked about putting it in the municipalities in the borough also, the drugstore, the bank.
Yeah. So it's in the makings, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just in the
We still have a
process.
format from the old one.
Thank you.
Could I just clear something up in this notice here? It was put in by whom, I do not know. Then it says regular weekly trash pickup will not be interrupted.
That's not true.
Large items collection is expected to resume in December.
We didn't want Carly put this.
I know that was like the next night.
That didn't leave times.
There's no bylaw on it. I mean, we wrote an article on this.
Yeah, Carly put this, and I have no idea.
Regular weekly trash pickup, so that's not, we don't even do regular weekly trash pickup, I mean, other than your garbage.
Maybe they're referring
Maybe they're
to
thinking
garbage.
garbage.
Yeah, it's not the same like waste management is gonna stop coming and.
All
So when will the salt shed?
Any other public comment?
I just want to thank you for hiring me, and I cleaned on Friday, and everything really nice and clean. But I'd like to get a few things of my own if it's okay. And we need garbage bags.
Yeah, they're covered.
I didn't see them in here, and
I would check out the
The
meeting.
day I showed you around, there was a whole roll of them up there in a cupboard.
I didn't see it, so.
Well,
Whatever.
we need council approval to have her pick up the things she wants to pick up and then reimburse for those.
Yeah, there's just a couple things, couple little things. You might.
Well, woman needs to clean with what
Just,
she
no,
needs to
it's not like
clean,
it's
right?
okay.
Yeah, there's
She's a professional cleaner, she knows. She knows.
She's a woman, don't talk to her.
All right, thank you, good job.
I don't, know, do we really need a motion?
No, not really.
Just how we get it
Yes, and then we'll reimburse.
in cardio
And
reimbursement.
then, and if you, not up there, you can show it. We'll check out your meeting, maybe there are some things that will happen.
Any other public comment?
Maybe.
All right, if not, move on and need a motion in minutes.
Make a motion, approve the minutes.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Mayor's report. Jim will be here later. Here's our end of the month report for November 2014. Police incidents, we had a busy month. Assist other agency with the domestic bad check charges filed. Car accident, careless driving charges filed. Drug investigation. We had an overdose resulting in a death. Traffic arrest, 16 citations issued. Maximum speed, no inspection, no registration, stop sign violation, and careless driving. 10 written warnings for general lighting, brake lights, and headlights. We are coming into the holiday season, so scams are on the rise. Telephone scams trying to get bank account numbers, credit card numbers. Do not give out personal information to others over the phone. We have seen an increase in drug overdose in communities all over Armstrong County. Please be on the lookout for strange behavior and keep doors and vehicles locked as addicts are looking for quick money. Holidays are a stressful time. Please be careful as you travel and allow extra time to arrive safe. Wkcm Police Department. I got one thing to add about that scams. I don't know if anybody else has got this call. 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, mother got a call. I see it, there's a story on TV about it. A woman claimed she was from the IRS and told her that if she didn't call this number right away, that she was going to be arrested. But she knew better. She said she just hung up on it. That's one that's going around. All right. Committee reports. Streets.
Well, the guys had to go out, a couple days there for the snow. And, everything looks good. Now we're gonna have to find out what's up with Friday. A couple of them, it took Friday. I don't know if Denny had to work or whatever was corrected. And you were off today. So I don't know if they took a day off or what, because this one paid off today.
They just didn't show up.
Well,
Did you know they weren't coming to work? You knew that? Okay. You give them permission to not come to work?
They asked them to have the day off to go hunting. And as long as it doesn't snow, ice, rain, flood, anybody get killed, we can have it off. But there has to be a person to be able to get a hold of. Have a phone number to get a hold of one person decently.
Well, the way he made it sound like that he didn't know that they were off.
well, I know they're all.
Okay. That's fine.
But, they have to, I got all three numbers, so if I have to call one, I can do some help.
Will they be back tomorrow? Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it, unless I got something.
No, I have some stuff trying to do business.
Buildings. Well, it covers that too. It covers all the buildings.
Okay, I got some firm to do business, salt shed.
Nothing under building.
No.
Other than, if you notice, everybody set the salt shed up, and you do have to get some type of power out there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We have to get, gonna have to get some kind of power out there, so they have
Oh,
lights.
power.
I was talking to Henry the other day, my suggestion is to run everything in plastic conduit, come out of the building, run it up the side. At least, I'm saying probably you could put 4 lights in there, one in each corner.
Aerial feed.
Yeah, put them up. So
Shine
shine
from that one.
from that building shed. Okay, shade tree.
The only thing I could mention, we did move in the last meeting, we moved that Pisidia bush on the corner of Southern and Kennedy. Brewers arrived early the next 2 mornings, took it out, leveled the ground, made it very nice. So that's been finalized. I did not have any additional contacts.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's much better, yes.
Personnel.
A lot less people were using that street out there, so
Yeah,
that was pretty much the first, that was the main thoroughfare in West Virginia.
sorry, finance, insurance. Personnel.
Everybody's working out very well.
Yeah, I was talking to him last Friday. Police. Police.
I have nothing to do with this right now.
All right, we'll move on to unfinished business. We got to adopt the final budget tonight.
If I may, I don't want to bring up an issue here that Mr. Sugargus brought up earlier. But we did talk and discuss earlier about their last meeting about the dumpster situation. I think it was stated in the paper that we were going to suspend it altogether. I mean, we threw out a couple different options as far as, I think Councilman Neal and Henry and all was tossing these out here at the last meeting. It somehow got into the Leader Times, to Brad, I'm sure, that we may have suspended it altogether. I mean, I know that was one of the things we threw on the floor. I think that everybody in this council, and I'm sure Henry over there knows that we need to do something and make some changes to it. I don't think anybody wants to get rid of it altogether. Here's one of the options that we considered, and we may, this may be a good concrete situation that we may do, is suspend it next year from November 1st till sometime in March, or 1st of March or end of March. Due because the winter months, not many people use it outside. I think we discussed it at the last meeting. So that's some of the changes we're thinking about the dumpster. And as far as the regular trash pickup, I don't think we discussed anything other than keeping it regularly as it is from March twice a month, continuing until November 1st again next year. But the main focus was, I think most of the people that dump, and we're trying to catch them and warn them and maybe even find them. But a lot of that dumping goes when we don't, through the winter months when nobody can get around, people just go up there and dump whatever they want to in there. So that and the fact that these guys are busy with the streets in wintertime and salt sheds, we were thinking about suspending from November to March. What do you think of something like that, Mr. Sherman?
I couldn't hear you.
The burning, the trash pickup, we were thinking about last meeting, we kicked it around a few times. I don't think anybody on council decided they were gonna try to suspend it altogether, but we did, I think all agree that we need to do something to make some changes because of the fact that, it is getting dumped in entirely too much just by people coming up and dumping it. And I think one of the suggestions, and I think everybody was in favor of that, and I'm not sure that it'll pass, but I mean, it's more concrete to suspend it November 1st to March, what would we decide? Because of the winter months.
Yeah, well, you got December when you got all the cardboard boxes
Well,
and get stuff in.
That's, we did discuss that at the last meeting. That was kicked around, I think Councilman Morse made a suggestion that we keep the dumpster out here. We just have it locked up and we don't pick up. But when December hits and we got, boxes and stuff like that there to come around and pick them up, because we will have a dumpster here, we just won't do a regular pickup.
Well, that's the problem, is you can get into that dump. Why don't you fence it in to where people
Well,
can't get in and dump stuff?
That was discussed, that was one of my, believe me, that was one of my suggestions. I wanted the fence, when this salt shed was built, I wanted the fence put in with the bid so the fence would be up.
Yeah, because that's what you need. You need one of the
And we
chain link fence up.
did, we did get a
People
price.
out. I mean, they're just coming in and dumping stuff, you're saying.
Yep.
Well, there's other areas where, and Henry, you can attest to this, that people bring stuff up from out of town or parents' places or stuff like that there and dump it at the end of the property for our boiler workers to pick it up. We've had situations where, and Henry, I don't know if you've seen them lately, but, different areas, there's like truckloads of garbage, truckload of trash. People want us to pick up stuff, 10 feet wide, 10 feet high. And like I said, the program's getting abused. And we just
Actually, I can vouch for that probably about
Well,
August.
how can they build on that?
I was out front of the house, I seen this pickup truck coming up the street, loaded to the hill. So, I watched it come up, turn up there, and I thought, he's going up to our dumpster. So I hopped on my bike and I come up. Sure enough, he was up here throwing stuff, he was getting ready to. And this is what I told him, I said, listen, I said, the dumpster's not for private use. I said, if you have stuff to put out, you set it out and boiler workers will pick it up. His comment was, well, I live up here, I ought to be able to put it in. I said, no, I said, that's not the way it works. And I don't know who, believe me, he didn't live up here because after he left, I scoured the whole town to see if I seen his vehicle. It wasn't up here. So what's telling me is he come from Catania up here because he knew it was up here. He could do better. By the time he pulled out and I got going on my bike, he was going up the alley and he couldn't get his license.
Right, and like I said, I think the last meeting, we were kicking around about cost saving things and stuff like that there.
Let me get up here working.
Yeah. Well, at the last meeting, we were kicking around cost saving situations and the dumpster did come up. We were probably gonna make changes to it, but they're not gonna be as drastic as the paper said and eliminate it
Well, like I'm
altogether.
saying, your cost savings is all against the citizens.
Right, well, like I said, last meeting, Councilwoman Capone and Henry were very vocal about not getting rid of it altogether, so I highly doubt that'll ever come to a head. But we were definitely discussing it, and I wanted your opinion on it, about November and till March, probably. I don't know if we
And they
discussed.
could do December, they could do their last, we can make that into December after Christmas, they could go around and pick up. Because I have a lot of stuff.
How do they charge it, by the dumpster or what?
Yeah.
Well, if you had the dumpster secured, you could pack that dumpster down, maybe dump it once every 3 months.
We were just talking
Don't
about
shake your
this.
head, you don't know.
Yes, I do.
No.
I've used a dumpster that size. Don't argue with me, Shredder.
Well, anyhow, hang on a minute, just one more word. But anyhow, that's what we kicked around. I don't think anybody here wants to eliminate it altogether. Like, Ms. Capone said, that this is a very beautiful place, or maybe you had said that, but, and we don't want to get rid of it altogether, but we do definitely want to make sure that the employees have time to do other things than pick up trash and pick up trash. And we gotta do something to control.
The thing of it is, I use it, I put my trash out, but there's a few that take advantage of it. And that's, and eventually it's gonna ruin it for everybody,
Yeah, I have 2 little bags every 2 weeks, I got a bag a week, and
I apologize that you did not get that information,
Yeah.
truly apologize for that, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I just have a question on it. I mean, I worked on her for 20-some years, and I know you're talking about, let's say, getting rid of it, or I know they talked about it before, about downsizing or whatever, I tell you what, in the wintertime, you do have trash. I mean, there's just as much trash as, may get it brought like every, week's list. I mean, I know, we still had enough time. Whenever we went out, we still had enough time to do the streets. And maybe if we didn't pick up one week, you know, if we seen somebody, we thought, hey, we'll get it next week.
Maybe even through the winter months, once a month, you know what I mean? At least, maybe just one time a month, just maybe.
If we know it's been once a month, then you have to accumulate your garage and put it out. Just completely stop it. Especially at Christmas time, you're gonna have a bunch of trash at Christmas.
At Christmas time, you're done.
And again, I mean, last week, all we did was kick it around.
Right.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring the comment that there is trash.
See the importance of a clean meeting?
I don't understand why they can't put it out with their
We
garbage.
should talk about
Pardon me?
dumpsters.
Why can't they just put it out with their normal garbage?
Because you're only allowed to use garbage bags or containers.
Okay.
But another
Now,
thing,
don't you just pay addition
and I
for your
think about
garbage
this,
if you do that?
Bring it up the first of the year, we put a
Meaning,
large ad in the paper, sit down, what we were gonna take and what we don't take, and put it in the paper so that people know.
And post
I
it.
still think you gotta secure that dumpster though.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. You want, I will get an argument with me there.
We will do that.
I've been wanting to do that since I came on council. It should have been done a long time ago.
That's what a majority, I know, I see trucks coming in there dumping stuff.
You know, we're gonna secure it, but like I said, this is nothing's gonna change until we make a concrete decision, which won't be till next year sometime.
Right.
But nothing's gonna change. The only reason why the dumpster's not there now is because of the salt shed. I thought surely, so they could work around it. They brought machinery in, and they brought the trusses in, and they brought, the only thing to do is get rid of it.
But it's almost finished, right? So we'll be able to resume in December.
Right. I don't know.
All right.
Just the last one of December?
If you ask them, they probably let you put it over there. I know it was over there the first couple of times.
All right, let's move on to the
Try it.
budget. Well, yeah, we got to adopt the budget too.
No, we can do that. Which one of you guys are supposed to contact the phone company?
That'd be me.
Nothing's been done yet?
No, because after I left here, I talked to the fellows over there, and they suggested just go to the phone. So, you know, put one over here and take one over there.
Well, that's what I brought up 2 meetings ago, and then you said you were gonna go ahead and.
Do we have
Let's get something on a dead spot, right way to go.
Do we have not to interrupt, do we have a contract with Comcast?
We do.
Or how long?
I don't know if they go a year or 2 years for a commercial. I think he said a year. I can't remember what the explanation was when we did that, but it's for, you know, the services we had bundled together for I think a year. It doesn't include the building over here. Yes, Mr. President.
Well, what I'm looking at is, you know, when the year's up, you know, Windstream, there's already, according to Henry, there's already a line over it, drop from the pool into that.
Yeah.
And once the year's up, you know, Windstream doesn't want to do it, or I mean Comcast, get Windstream in here.
Yeah.
Well, did we not use the cordless phone scenario prior?
Yeah, no, that's what I
It
mean.
worked, we might as well.
This contract, if it's a one-year contract, probably won't be up till probably spring,
Right.
probably somewhere in there.
I mean, I thought that was.
It's something we're gonna have to look at. Comcast, you know, you worked in the cable company,
Yeah.
both of them. Why won't they drop another line into that building?
Not our department.
No, and actually, I don't know, Henry, did you talk to them personally? Because I was understanding they will drop a line in there. It's just a separate bill. They won't put it on the same bill.
It can be done, I looked at the mechanics outside. There's a splitter there which can be split again. And then run a line over, but they won't do it.
Okay, well,
They say they have to come all the way into the PBX inside, and I don't recommend anybody walking on that ceiling. There's much insulation that's up there. because all they're gonna do is ruin the ceilings. So the only other way we do is to run the line from the pole, slack span it into the building, or go with Windstream, which already has a line from this building down to 2 telephone poles to the junction box out on Arthur Street.
We'll look into that.
And the reason, like I said, the only reason why I didn't get a hold of Comcast is because they said that they could use the cordless phone, which worked fine before. I figured that, you know, we may as well just go ahead and let them do business as usual until we can get a more concrete grip on it.
Then why didn't somebody notify somebody to go ahead and get a cordless phone instead of waiting? All I hear is from the workers, people are calling, we can't get a hold of them, they can't get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And we quit using Carly's because it was running dead after a couple of days. Somebody forgot to bring them back in. But we can purchase one for around $100, which will work. There's a giant, an outlet in Carly's office, which we can tap off of, put the main unit there, and put the portable over there on the
You
shelf.
can buy a phone that has.
Isn't there 2 different numbers for
2
you?
or 3.
No, we only need 2, that's all.
Not right now.
One number though.
No, there was 2 though, wasn't
Oh,
there?
I don't know if there was.
Or was there just, it was all the
One
same?
number that rang in, and then they sent a separate.
Go get them.
You don't think you need one in here for when you have senior citizens in here or something, if there's an emergency? You don't think there needs to be some type of,
Most
No,
people have
that's
cell phones.
No,
We don't want to be that to the public.
I don't know if there's a phone jack in this room or
That's
not.
why.
Yeah, because I can remember, not saying that anybody
Well, I mean, you
would, but
just
I
put it
know
out
at one
for
time,
just
the
those
fire
specific
department,
nights.
they had a payphone down there. You didn't have to put money in, they had just gotten it, they had it out in the hall.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if you remember then or not, people were using this, they were making long distance calls. They were calling all over the United States. Yeah. They were calling California,
Just for that.
and the fire department was getting the bill.
Wow.
Anything else, Henry?
Hey, Henry, go ahead and get the phone.
Huh?
Go ahead and get the phone.
Yeah.
I apologize for not getting hold of you ahead of time. I do.
I got another question, and I'll finish business. This video security system, the video system. When, number one, if I come up tomorrow, how do I go about accessing it and looking what happened last Monday?
No, they had,
what happened last Monday?
nothing. It's just like the thing.
Just like that.
Oh,
Where we're at with that is, yeah, I come up here and Carly was here and so was, Captain Hagan.
were we all supposed to be there?
No, actually, we wanted to make sure that, you know, it was during the day, I was off on Monday, I think, or whatever, it was after, 3:30. But anyhow, we come up here, we met with them, and, with the system that Bob had put in, with his revamped network and stuff, they had a problem with trying to separate the access to him only, and Carly had access to be able to look at feedback. It would just be solely the police department. Does that make any sense to you? With the firewall or something he put up? I mean, I'm not very clear on that. I did see the logs and everything like that there. But with the system used, and the fellow he used to put it in, install it, they couldn't separate it with a system in Carly's office and a system in Captain Hagan's office. They couldn't do it. They had to separate like the balls and these. Now, my understanding, he was gonna do that, and you were gonna have your own access, which would be able to use your ID or whatever you're gonna get, your password, and look back and see, as far back as we want to. So that's where it's gonna be set up. I'm not
Yeah, when we left that day, Brian was to be getting in contact with the veteran to try to do that.
Yeah.
That was the last thing.
So what it's gonna be is, the bottom line, what's gonna be is, Captain Hagan's gonna be able to access through his personal, password. She's gonna be able to access all the video and play back from her personal password in her office. You know what I'm saying? So there will be 2 people be able to access it. Now, as far as you know, me coming in and doing it, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Cliff's not gonna be able to do it. None of us are gonna be able to do it unless we get the password and we use the garbage password. That it should be set up for that. Has he contacted you yet, Carly? Well, it's gonna be real quick here, because we're gonna, I mean, I don't know if Officer Evans here, is he still here? Maybe it's-
He should be here.
But anyhow,
He didn't, I asked him Friday night, he didn't.
I can give him a call again tomorrow, but that's the way the final conclusion was, he's gonna get a hold of, what was the other name? Bevington. Bevington was gonna separate it. She was gonna have access in her office, Captain Gagan was gonna have access to his office. And I can get back to that info if you like.
Is there a training process?
He said he'll come over with us and show it, get it to us, but it's pretty simple. I think you'll be able to figure it out. Computer savvy, I mean, it runs right through the process.
We looked at that when we were looking at the new building, we went over there, that new building was started and went to their location, and they gave us the dog ownership there, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, it needs to be task specific for here, you know, so.
Well, my concern is I just want to be able, if I come up here tomorrow and I want to go back and look what happened 2
Right.
weeks ago, I just want to know how to do it.
Okay, now, for the Girl Scouts, she needs a contact information, we need to have something on that form, contact someone, because she's gonna be left in the building, in the Girl Scouts. So there's gonna have to be a contact person, or persons.
Well,
Thursdays.
she said,
Second and fourth Thursday.
She didn't give it, 7, 8 or something like that.
6 to 7.
I'll just give her mine now, I just live down the street, they can walk
That's fine,
up,
but I mean,
unlock it, and when they're done, they can call
Well,
me.
if there's a
let me
police officer on duty, can't they, I mean, if they're already
know.
here.
Probably not gonna be one on duty. He usually only works probably like Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays.
It's always different, isn't
Yeah,
it?
night.
That isn't the times always different for police?
Well,
Like,
it's
not
just
always
gonna,
set.
it's just gonna be easy for me.
just have, at least have 2 names on there.
Yeah.
In case you're not around either.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, to finish up on Henry,
Good one, Henry's on it. Because it's gonna be easy for me. And it takes me 2 minutes to walk up here,
Right.
unlock it,
Well, any of us,
they're done.
much little steps.
I'll give them my number, they can call me, and I can come back up and on.
Good.
hey, to finish up on the security system, everything's up and running. I'll find out tomorrow, and I'll get in contact with you guys and let you know that, and actually, he should have called you. Because he said he's gonna call you as soon as the split, and you password, so. I mean, that was actually a week ago. So it's not like a big time space that came through. And I'll check it out and give you a call.
Call for, this is a law.
Okay.
Zoning's not on.
Okay, I'll give you a buzz. And if I can't get hold of you, I'll give you a message.
All right. Okay, need to adopt the final budget. Need a motion?
One thing, Mr. President, since this is gonna be the final budget for 2015, the police budget that's in here, that's the Wkcm Police Department for the fiscal year 2015, I'm assuming, since we have nothing to determine.
Yeah.
We need to make a motion for that? Or are we gonna, I'm gonna assume that, you know, but I just want to know that this is funding for the Wkcm Police Department for 2015.
Correct.
Okay.
That's a question, like, that question I have. I wanted to ask Carly how she covered these numbers. 2014, the police budget was roughly 74,000. 2015, it dropped to 62,000, 63,000, that's 11,000. This is in 2014. Everything that you gave.
We talked about insurance policy dropping, I mean, I don't know what about.
Is this 2014?
I'd rather talk.
Where it says garbage on the second page, it's 5,001 and 160.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where's the 12,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the 12,000?
That's what was budgeted for it.
Well, he said 12,000.
What are you talking about?
No, the dumpster. He said $12,000 for the dumpster, it's not like 5,100. Dumpster's only about, not 12,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Just an FYI.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Guys, where did you come up with $12,000 for the dumpster?
wages in the dumpster. I figured, I was conservative, you figured 48 hours a month at $12 an hour times 12 months gives you 6912 plus 5,000, roughly $5,000 a year for the dumpster.
I just was like, that was.
Dumpsters. All right, any other questions? Need a motion to adopt the 2015 budget? Second?
I'll second that motion.
Any other questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Nice job, man. I'd like to make a motion that we pay Carly the $100 money that we usually pay the secretary treasurer for
Doing the budget.
doing the budget. I'd like to make a motion that we pay her the $100.
I'll
We got it,
second
thanks.
All those in favor?
Good job.
Thank you. Very good.
Any other unfinished business? We'll move on to new business.
Yeah, one more thing, just if I had something on here. Yes.
We have the albums from the dedication. We have them here tonight, and those people who were involved with the planning and everything can get one after the meeting.
Thank you. All right, new business. We have a, you want to read?
Yeah.
It's a resolution from the plan revision for West Hills Water Pollution Control Authority.
What,
Plan revision under Act 537, sewage facilities plan update special study. And all the municipalities that are served by the West Hill Area Water Pollution Control Authority have to pass this resolution
And say it's the
for
standard.
for them to adopt this
this is new,
new
brand
plan.
new for plan updates or? Just, we don't have to read it all, just give us a.
Okay, well, this Act 537 is known as the Pennsylvania Sewage Facilities Act, under the Department of Environmental Protection, requires the municipality to adopt an official sewage facilities plan providing for sewage services adequate to prevent contamination of waters and or environmental health hazards with sewage wastes, and to revise said plan whenever it is necessary to meet sewage disposal needs of the municipality. So, wait, I'll try and- it's just an update for their plan.
It's something we're already,
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
we do all, okay, that's why I asked if it was new or not.
Yeah,
No, it's
I
not.
think something changed on their end to where they had to do a study and maybe update their plan.
I think
I see.
Conform
The
with-
way, Rich,
with,
if I'm not mistaken, Rich Folletti, I talked to him about it. He said it was, and actually his wife, was for they had to do it, so they applied for any kind of grant money and stuff.
Okay, that's a formality more or less then, okay.
So I think we've done it in the past, it's probably 4 or 5 times.
I don't know if it's annually
No, it's not. It's gotta
necessarily,
be,
but
yeah, about 14 years.
I make a motion to adopt.
Second,
I'll second that motion.
any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
That's a well-run sewage system there. Is Jim Burnett still in charge? Is he? Is it going to be president?
He's been on there ever since I was on there.
He does a good job there. Pretty efficient.
Okay. Next, invoice from Senate Engineer.
okay. This invoice from Senate is for professional services
This is
for the salt shed
Okay,
for the period of October 31st, 2014. 6 hours for a senior designer and 2 hours for a principal designer. For a total of $704.
This is over, and this is over and above what he had billed us before?
and this is for
And this
what?
is gonna have,
This is above the drawings.
This isn't part of their original, we paid that, correct?
we paid them $4,359.50.
And this is, I don't know what
Is
this
there a
is.
Senior
description?
designer for the cement.
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So this is gonna have
Every
to
time
come,
they do anything with.
Well, I mean, I just saw professional services for salt storage shed, they already sent us a bill.
Yeah.
We already paid them for everything.
Itself.
Okay, this is over and above, that's.
Anytime that there has to be a revision or a change.
Change order, okay.
We've got to pay.
so
Wanted
this,
that explained.
this is gonna have to come from the general fund, though, just so everyone knows.
I was,
Yeah, because we
Because
can't
the
draw
only-
that loan anymore.
Yeah.
I was on